اللهم إنا نحمدك ونستعينك ونستغفرك ونستهديك ونؤمن بك ونتوكل عليك ونثني عليك الخير كله. نشكرك ولا نكفرك ونخلع ونترك من يفجرك. اللهم إياك نعبد ولك نصلي ونسجد وإليك نسعى ونحفد. نرجو رحمتك ونخشى عذابك فقنا عذابك يوم تبعث عبادك. اللهم لك أسلمنا وبك آمنا وعليك توكلنا وفيك خاصمنا ولك احتكمنا وبك استعنا. فاغفر لنا ربنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا وما أسررنا وما أعلنا وما أنت أعلم به منا. أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر، لا إله إلا أنت ولا إله غيرك، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت، بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير، هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. وأشهد أن نبينا ورسولنا وقدوتنا وحبيبنا وأسوتنا محمدا رسول الله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أما بعد. To continue inshallah with the great akhlaq of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the great manners of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. It's great conduct. So today inshallah we will speak about the tawadu' of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the humbleness, the humility of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the lack of arrogance, the absence of pride. And it's very important to speak about this. Whomever has it has a pure heart, has sincerity in intention, kindness, nobleness, and it's not weakness, by the way, it is honor, subhanallah. Someone who's humble, it's of his choice, it's not weakness at all. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal has instilled this in the prophets and messengers and righteous people. It is embodied in their character, and it is a great character we want to learn. But for us to understand modesty and humbleness, we should understand the opposite. In Arabic, it's said, الشيء يعرف بضده. You know something when you know the opposite of it. It makes sense, yes. When you know haram, very well, you will avoid haram, say halal. You know evil, what is evil, you will avoid evil, you will do, you know what is bad, you will do what is good. So the opposite of arrogance, of modesty and humility is arrogance. And it is very, very dangerous. Allah, the Prophet said, لا يدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه مثقال ذرة من كبر. No one with an atom weight of arrogance will enter Jannah. At least he will be cleansed. So he will enter hellfire to be cleansed of this arrogance and then enter Jannah. So may Allah Azza wa Jal protect us. May Allah Azza wa Jal, we should understand arrogance so that inshallah we avoid it. Inshallah, whomever thinks that he's better than someone else, this is a very bad sign. For you should know your weakness, yes, and strengths, but not to make it's arrogance is inflated sense of importance that makes you feel that you are higher than someone else. If you think for any reason, whether it be even color or education or wealth, you're better than someone, may this khutbah inshallah benefit you. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained to us what is arrogance, what is kibr. He said, al-kibr batarul haqqi wa ghamtun nas. So kibr, arrogance, is that you belittle people. You think of people, you're higher than people. And the other most important thing is that you refuse truth. So anyone who tells you that, for example, this is halal or this is haram or this, you don't accept it. You don't accept it without any sense or because you think you know better. So this is the arrogance. And why is it very dangerous? Because it is the first sin. Iblis, the first sin, when he disobeyed Allah Azza wa Jal, it was out of arrogance. He said, أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. I am better than Adam. You have created me out of fire, and you've created Adam out of teen, out of mud. So this comparison in his mind that he is better made him disobey Allah Azza wa Jal. That's why Sufyan ibn Uyayna says something very beautiful. He said that every sin behind it, if it is arrogance, it will lead to the la'na of Allah, curse, just like Iblis. But a sin that is out of desire, out of temptation, like Adam alayhi salam, he desired the apple. So a sin that is originated out of desire or temptation, it inshallah azza wa jal, there is hope in tawbah, like Adam alayhi salam. But a sin that is originated from arrogance, like Iblis, the consequence of it is la'na. It is the curse of Allah azza wa jal. May Allah azza wa jal protect us. May Allah azza wa jal. And la'na, what does curse mean? The la'na of Allah azza wa jal means, it means that you are out of the mercy of Allah azza wa jal. La'na, it means, and how are we going to enter Jannah without the mercy of Allah azza wa jal? That is the meaning of la'na. In another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, تواضعوا إن الله أوحى إلي أن تواضعوا لكي لا يفخر أحد على أحد ولا يبغي أحد على أحد. The Prophet said, commanded us to be humble and to have humility. Why? He said, so that you do not boast upon each other. And look at the second dangerous thing, is that you do not oppress each other. So arrogance, if you think of it, if you think of all these wars, even in history, you will think of it and you will find the reason behind it was arrogance, that we are superior, we are better than these. And if you think of this, so arrogance may lead you to oppress, may lead to dhulm, baghi. So this is one of the dangers of arrogance. Let's see how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and see his modesty. Wallahi, I went over more than 18 hadith just to choose a few of them, and start with wallahi one that is fascinating for me to think of even. The Prophet was given the choice to be either a king, a rich, wealthy king, or to live a modest life. And subhanallah, in the hadith, that he was with Jibreel, and Jibreel said, an angel has descended, never descended before. The angel asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your Lord is asking you, Allah azza wa jalla, yas'aluka rabbuka anabiyyun malikun am abdan rasula. Allah azza wa jalla has given you the choice to live as a king, as wealthy, rich, or live abd, slave, servant, messenger. And the Prophet, without hesitation, chose to live a modest life of a slave, abdan rasula. And subhanAllah, wallahi, when I thought of this, I thought of myself. If I was given the choice now, if I was given the choice to live rich, wealthy, king, and also righteous, yes, no problem. And it's not wrong. Sulaiman alayhi salam was, Allah azza wa jalla, he had the kingdom no mankind will ever have like him. وحشر لسليمان جنوده من الجن والإنس والطير. Sulaiman alayhi salam had the jinn kind as his slave, his soldiers, ins, mankind, and even birds. So it's not wrong. But subhanAllah, what made me think the Prophet ﷺ chose to live a modest, humble life. He chose this out of choice, and his dua was always, Allahumma ahyini miskina, wa tawaffani miskina, wa hshurni ma'al masakin. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, give me a life in modesty, and let me die in modesty, and let me be resurrected with those modest. Subhanallah. The Prophet ﷺ, from his modesty, that when he passes by ghilman in Arabic are young boys that have not reached even the age of puberty, he would stop and give them salam. You can imagine a leader, a king, he was the leader, and he stops to small boys saying salam alaykum. In another hadith, a young female slave, so ama in Arabic means a female slave. In the hadith, تأخذ بيده فيمشي معها حيث شاءت. He would go with her wherever she would like, out of subhanallah, his modesty. A small female, he would go with her to whatever she needs, he will look after what she needs. In another hadith, he كان يمشي مع الأرملة والمساكين, with the widows and orphans. In another hadith, يزورهم ويعود مرضاهم ويمشي في he would visit those needy, those who are poor, and someone who is sick, he would go visit him. Someone who died in his janaza, he would go to the janaza of them. Subhanallah, Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Another, he would joke. Anas ibn Malik said that he had a small brother. He would visit them. His smaller brother, Anas ibn Malik said, had a pet, a bird, a small bird pet. He would joke with him, with the small boy. Ya Aba Umair, ma fa'ala al-Nughayr. His name was Aba Umair. Umar is for big. Umair in Arabic, if it's a small word for Umar. Aba Umair would joke with him. What did your bird, your pet do? It's a joke, mulatafa. So, subhanallah. In other hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said that his companions narrated that he would sit on the floor. He would eat with his hands. If a stranger entered, sitting with his companions, he entered and he said, Ayyukum Muhammad, which of you is this great leader, this great prophet? Which of you? He could not distinguish which is the Prophet ﷺ until they would tell him, ذاك الرجل الأبيض المتكئ. They would point to him, the Prophet ﷺ. The companions, if the Prophet came, they would not stand up because they knew he would hate this. So this is, they knew he would hate people to stand for him. That's why they would not stand up. He would enter, they would be seated down. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammad. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that Aisha, his wife, Ummuna Aisha, our mother Aisha, was asked, how was the Prophet in his house? She said, كان يكون في حاجة أهله. كان يكون في خدمة أهله. In his house, she said, he would be in service of his family. Subhan. And this is explained in another hadith. كان يخصف نعله ويرقع ثوبه ويحلب شاته. So at home, it means he was that humble, he would help his family. If his clothes were torn, he would sew them by himself. If his shoes were broken, needed mending, he would do it by himself. يحلب, he would milk the goats or by himself, out of, subhanallah, modesty. The greatest leader of all time, by himself. But at the end of the hadith, فَإِذَا حَضَرَ الصَّلَاةِ خَرَجْ. If it is time of salah, he would leave. He would leave and he would exit. Show the importance of salah. Whatever you're doing, dunya matters. When it's time for salah, the Prophet ﷺ, خرج, he would go out to the salah. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina. كان رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, ما من نبي إلا وراء الغنم. Every prophet was at some stage of his life a shepherd. They asked him, even you, Ya Rasulullah? He said, even me. كنت أرعاها لأهل مكة على قراريط. I used to shepherd for qararit. Few dananir means what we say now, pennies. So for even I was a shepherd out of his modesty. So and this is, like I'm saying, this is the greatest leader of all time, the greatest human being of all kind. He was the most modest. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us this ability to be modest with everyone, not to belittle anyone, not to think we are above anyone for any status. Again, you should know, yes, your strengths, your weaknesses, your self-worth, yes, but this does not mean that you inflate yourself with this importance and you start raising yourself above others. In fact, in the hadith, the Prophet said, "Man tawada'a lillahi rafa'ahu." Whomever is humble for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah Azza wa Jal elevates him, raises him. So may Allah Azza wa Jal raise us in this dunya and in the akhirah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم لك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. One verse in the Quran, cure for modesty. Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَمَا بِكُم مِّن نِعْمَةٍ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ. Every ni'mah, everything you have is from Allah Azza wa Jal. So this, you take everything back. If you think your skin color is better than someone else, just think of it. Is it your make? No, it's from Allah Azza wa Jal. Your tribe, you think your tribe is better than others? No, it's from Allah Azza wa Jal. Your wealth, this business that was successful, who made the means for this business? Who made 1 + 1 easy for you so you became richer? No, you take things back. Min Allah. Your education, you think you were smart, you were able to read all these books and memorize them. Who gave you the brains? Who gave you the ability to memorize and to understand this, to have all these degrees and certificates? It's from Allah Azza wa Jal. It's not you. Ma bikum min ni'matin famin Allah. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us humble. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us from those that never belittle anyone else. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us humble in all our affairs, all our social interactions. أقول إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم احنا على سنته وتوفنا على ملته واحشرنا في زمرته وادخلنا الجنة تحت لوائه. اللهم أوردنا حوضه واشملنا بشفاعته واجزي خير ما جزيت نبيا عن أمته. اللهم احينا مسلمين وتوفنا مسلمين واحشرنا تحت لواء سيد المرسلين. اللهم نسألك حسن الخاتمة. اللهم اختم لنا بالصالحات أعمالنا. اللهم اجعل خير أعمالنا خواتيمها وخير أيامنا يوم نلقاك. اللهم لا تجعل لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا كربا إلا نفسته، ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا، اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا، اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا، اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما، وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا مباركا معصوما. اللهم لا تجعل فينا ولا بيننا شقيا ولا محروما. اللهم يسر لنا جميع الأمور برحمتك يا عزيز يا غفور. اللهم وسع لنا من الحلال أرزاقنا. اللهم اكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك وبفضلك عمن سواك. اللهم اكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك وأغننا بفضلك عمن سواك. اللهم اغفر لنا ولآبائنا وأمهاتنا. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم كما ربونا صغارا. اللهم وسع لنا من الحلال أرزاقنا. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في السودان. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في الفاشر. اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا. اللهم انصرهم على من ظلمهم. اللهم برد آلامهم. اللهم اكفف جراحهم. اللهم فك حصارهم. اللهم أغنهم يا رحمن يا كريم. اللهم أغنهم يا رحمن يا كريم. اللهم عليك بأعدائك أعداء الدين. اللهم عليك بمن ظلموا العباد. اللهم عليك بمن اغتصبوا البنات. اللهم عليك بمن قتلوا النساء والأطفال. اللهم عليك بهم. اللهم إنهم لا يعجزونك يا رحمن يا كريم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.